Now then, and welcome back to another episode from the Patron Server, playing some more NemGo Reborn. As you can see, I've been working on this floor, the servo floor, or the server floor. Just a little bit though, not really very long, like an hour or so, because I've had so much to do just recently. I'll talk about that a little bit today. But I've had so much to do, so many things, so much stuff, end of football season and all that kind of stuff, that I haven't been able to play quite as much game time as I'd like. But I have managed to do this. So I've got a nice little console in the centre. I've decided to leave the glass look. I've even placed some of these cables for the sake of placing them, to be fair. They link to these, but they didn't need to, because they're all linked through one upright, which is the upright. One upright there, that's it. So that one goes up to the controls above. So if we go up, you see, into the control room above, through there. They join that, and that joins all together. And the rest of it was kind of like connected in the middle anyway. So we didn't really need any more than that. I've got a little power connector at the back there as well, a power acceptor somewhere in there. And that keeps all the power going into the whole system from this point. And then I've got the disk drives that I'm going to fill up a little bit more. As I need to, because at the minute they're all on green, so I don't need to worry about it too much. And then I came up with this kind of like graphical effect with the factory blocks from Chisel. And then just put consoles on every corner, or on every side, so that whichever direction I'm coming from, I've got a console that I can get to and access everything and do crafting and all that. The only problem with having so many crafting terminals is I've got to make sure I return the items from the crafting grid back in there. Otherwise they just sit there gathering dust and not available for anything. Just got to remember to do that. But I've been laying the carpet out as I said I would, and I've been working on some ceiling tiles to cover over things to make in this room look a little bit nice. Right? There may be things in each room that go up. Maybe there'll be something in a section when I need to put something in a section, but for right now I'm quite happy with it being an open plan, because there's so much space in this base, that so much so that you can only see the mists over that side and the mists over that side. You can't see both sides at the same time. It's such a big base that I don't need to fill every bit of it. I just need to have that running distance. Everything's got a running distance, so I can take a few running jumps and head over the ice and get to where I want to go quickly and easily. That's the main thing anyway. So yeah, today though I want to get started on a blood magic. Now, this is the blood magic section, so of course I've got the red elevator blocks and the red and the pink sections here, so that as we go up through, we've got the red and the pink, and out here we've got the red and the pink offices, or actually it's a double red offices, but oh well. I don't know whether I'm going to need a pink section at all, to be fair, but I'm going to need blood red section for the Sanguine Scienceum. Science, the book of science, based on blood magic. And what was I looking at first? The rudimentary snare, that was the first thing I was looking at, yeah. So, that reminds me, that's one of the first things I've got to do. Iron ingots, a string, and the like, right? Rudimentary snare. But there's quite a lot towards getting started, right, on this. And the very first thing is to get demonic will. So there's an introduction, blah, 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 blah. It's a very interesting read. I've read it through. I'm saying blah, 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 like, yeah, whatever. But I've actually read it all, and it's very good, well-written, interesting kind of little storyline going on inside blood magic. So I really appreciate the effort that's been put in. But I'm not going to read it out on camera in front of you lot. And everything is in kind of any old order. I'm not sure what order to look at things, because they're in any old order. Turret arrays and teleportation arrays and things, and shards of Laputa. I don't know why they're in this particular order, because there's buff arrays there, and there's burning furnace array there, but then they're not in alphabetical order, so I'm not really sure what's going on there. The blood altars over here, arcane ash there, the soul network. These things I recognise from previous versions, and just basically getting to the point of like a dagger of sacrifice, where we can start putting things into our LP, our network, blood into the altar and all that kind of stuff. It's out of order, almost. So, anyway, blood magic. 101. I'm not sure how I'm supposed to go through this, because this is a totally new system. Let's go with blood magic on here. So, previously, you'd make a blood altar. You'd make a blood altar, and then you would sacrifice your own blood into that blood altar to put blood into the blood altar to then start doing other things. Now, in the new recipe here, we've got demonic will as part of the blood altar. So we've got stone and a furnace and a couple of bits of gold, no problem. But now we've got this demonic will. Now, the only way to get demonic will is to kill a mob with a sentient weapon, or by throwing a snare at a mob and killing it while it has white particles. Now, sentient weapons, I'm pretty sure that they're something completely different that we haven't got to yet. That they're probably something to do with like the here we go, sentient weapons. So these sentient weapons, right? They will probably require demonic will. Here we go. So we've got Taric, gems, and demonic will in order to make these sentient weapons in the first place. So they're not going to be making sentient weapons anytime soon. So what was the other thing we were looking at? We were looking at killing the mob with a sentient weapon or throwing a snare at it. That was the snare we was looking for. So the snare is somewhere around here. Oh, there's the snare. The snare is this thing, and there's 4 there. It says throw at a monster and then kill them to obtain their demonic will. Okay, I'm thinking that's fine. We can do this. So let's make a snare. Let's make 4 snares. I'm actually, because I've got so much of this particular stuff, I'm going to make 16 snares. Because why not be filthy rich and use it, eh? Why not be filthy rich and use it? And then we're going to go to home mob farm. Blink. Up we go. Let it all load in. And see how we're going over here. Now, there's quite a few pigmen over here since we've been over here last. They're just getting used to me being here and the chunks being loaded again. The mob farm ran fairly well for quite a long distance of time. We've got lots and lots of spare stuff in here as well now. Lots of spare stuff. Woot shards and lots of things that we can use. But more or less, I'm still thinking I just need to get stuff dead inside here. And this old mob farm works a treat for this kind of demonic will stuff. This would be skeletons, so let's release the skeleton horde. So when I stand here, the skeletons should be, spawning in these areas. I've turned the lights off basically. Spawning in these areas and then flowing down and then heading into the area where we kill them. So let's just see how many we've got. It's been a while since I've been here doing this. We used it for an XP farm for a little while. And then Ego made a woot farm. And the woot farm was good enough to like quickly do it without any lag. So he made a woot farm in here for redstone. But you still can't craft XP like that. You can't craft XP like that. So we've got this. I see. I've got the thing. There we go. Turn the lava off. Okay, so quite a bit of it. Lava. There you go. Right. So now we've got these guys, and all the drops that they get are going to come at me as well. Are they going to shoot each other? Oh well. Let's get some of this. So if I throw it, I'll probably have to turn my global magnetization off for this. So let's put that away for a start. Right, just for a bit anyway. And then throw those in. We right click at them. Not sure there's any particle effects going on over here. But we'll see. Let's just clear them out a little bit. This might make it a bit too difficult to see actually at the mob farm. Maybe. Okay, so if I give this one a tap, does he have the sparkles that we're looking for? I don't know. But let's kill him and find out. Did I get any demonic will yet? No, I did not. So am I doing something wrong? let's see. Demonic snare, demonic snare, demonic snare, demonic snare. Are they going through the sparkly effects that I need them to go through? They do have sparkly effects, yes. So maybe it's all going into the storage. Maybe it's all going to end up going into the stores like all the other drops are supposed to do. Okay. So all of that goes into there. Let's drop all of that into there as well. Let that all disappear. And let's just put that back there for a minute. And let's go back up and see whether we picked up any demonic will in our drops. Because I've just used quite a lot of those snares. So you would hope that I received quite a bit of the stuff up here. Somewhere within this section, we've got a lot of this stuff, look. But no sign of any demonic will. So I have a feeling that the mob farm just isn't going to produce in the same way I was hoping. Maybe I should try you guys. I know. I probably should have worked on something better than that. Okay. Sparkly bits? Any sparkly bits? No sparkly bits. No sparkly bits. How about you? You gonna sparkle for me? Sparkle for me? Hey, Sparkles. He's not sparkling at all, is he? Do pigmen not sparkle either? Maybe because I had already aggroed him? I don't know. But I've only got one left now, so I'm going to have to make some more of these snares and figure out what the pattern is. Okay, so I've come out into the normal night sky just to see what we got. Is there anything around me close? Just you. So I've got to wait for the sparkle effect. Does it take a little while before we start sparkling? Doesn't seem to want to sparkle. Is there something wrong with what I was doing? The snare is supposed to throw at a monster and then kill them to obtain their demonic will. That is all there is to it. Do I need a normal sword? Let's take this sharpness mending sword. Put that on the bar in the right place. And let's see if we can do it this way. Let's see if we can take out this creeper. Because that's a clever idea. There's a sparkle effect, you see. Did I maybe miss the first one? And there's his demonic will. So maybe it's the Tinker's weapon wasn't going to kill it in the right way. Maybe that was the problem I had there. Alright, let's see about getting another one. Hey, spider, can I attract your attention, please? Thank you. Anything else around me? No, let's do this then. So I've got you. Okay, there's a sparkly effect. Now, beat you up. No demonic will. So it's not a guarantee. Oh, wait a minute. I've got two there. Monster souls. Yeah, I got 2 monster souls. Okay, so I am working it right. Let's do this experiment now with this one here. You. And no sparkly effect. No sparkles. No sparkles. No sparkles. So, throw another snare. Definitely hit you. Still no sparkles. Okay, so it's not guaranteed the sparkles. So I may have missed out on a few bits and pieces. I may have missed out somewhere down the road there. I may have missed out because I didn't use the sparkle effect to my advantage. I didn't wait until they were sparkly. And it's very, very difficult to catch them with these snares. So the zombie's not doing it. 2 hits. 3 hits. Now he's sparkling. Okay, so it's not a definite. But when it does happen, we do get demonic will. Okay, the skeletons are going to be the most difficult ones to reach, aren't they? They're going to be the most difficult ones to get. The zombies seem to be fine. So, let's go back to the farm and get some zombies sorted. I've grabbed one of these spawners, a zombie spawner, from the roguelike dungeon. We had a spare zombie one. So I've grabbed that. and I've brought it over to here to set up a very simple mob farm over here. Above, we've got a little bit of redstone that goes over there and over to all the lights, and that is basically what that lever does, is turns the lights on and off. So at the minute, as you can see, they are not spawning. This is an important fact. They are not spawning currently. I'm actually thinking how I want to finish them off, because if they're in this area, they're going to come towards me anyway. And so I just kind of want to make sure that they come into this area first, and then I can destroy them with a demonic will. How about if I take these out, then we kind of make it flow like a normal mob farm. Right, and they fall off the edge into here. And if we have one, just one, filtering out from there, what's it going to do? It's going to bring them all the way over here. It's going to make them go down to either edge, either or the other. So let's do that and that. And that should bring them directly to the center here, where we will end up having them coming out here. Okay, so this is the kill chamber. For all intents and purposes, this will be my kill chamber. This will be where I get them beaten up. And everything, no matter where they fall in, should just lead them to this spot. Apart from that spot. Oh, okay. Well, let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. And get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. And get rid of that. And once again, all flows down right. So that's a vanilla mob farm for you. Sorted. Now they should all be here. And if I really want, I can take this out, and the drops should flow out this way. So if I throw this in over there, it should flow out and out this way. Yes. So if I flow it over there, it should flow down and out this way. What about if I get it into the corner, like right over there? It still will flow out and around this corner. And failing that, my magnet will get them anyway. Okay? But wherever they end up dying and dropping the will, it should come out to me this way. Okay, so the next thing is to make sure that the baby zombies can't get out to me. So with that, I'm going to need to make sure that they can't see this area here. So I'm probably going to need something like a half slab or a fence post. Fence. Do I have any fences left at the minute? I do. Awesome. And why not put a fence gate on the other side at the same time? That way saves a little bit of saves a little bit. Let's put that there. If I put a fence there, then that is an extra half a block up. Yeah, the water will ignore that, but the mobs will still feel that as half a slab up. So I can still hit at the legs down here. We're going to need to have, in that case, this will need to go on top of something like this. I was going to put that in there like that. That's going to need to go on top of there like that, so that I can have those holding that together, so I can see my target, but they can't get through to me. I can't get through to them, they can't get through to me, but I can see my target to attack them. Yeah? A lot easier to attack him if I can see him. Right? And then the rest of it needs to be basically blacked out, which is what I'm going to use this wool for, to black them out. Do need to see that as well. But we can do this. We can do this. We don't need to have them so that they are going to flow anywhere else other than this. So long as they can't see what we're up to, we should be fine here. So that's good. Let's hope they fall down into that. And, well, it's a makeshift. It's a start, isn't it? Right? So let's give it a go. I'm fairly confident this is going to work first time. I turn that off. Zombies start spawning. I'll turn it back on. Let the zombies come down. See what we've got. It could be better. I should be able to see their... Hi. I should be able to see their particle effects. That would be nice. There's a particle effect on that one. Okay, so let's kill that one. Okay, no particle effect on this one. Let's put some more on it. This one definitely you can see the particle effect, so that's good. Okay. Yes. Move out of the way. That one. Do the particle effects go after a little while? Oh, they do. Okay. It's very temperamental, isn't it? We've got that one. Okay, so now we've got both of them. See if we can kill them both. There's a demonic wheel there, yeah. And you. 2 demonic wheels. Okay, so be it. He can't get out. So good. Alright, so that's not going to work either. Hi. Thank you. Alright, so I think we're on to a plan here. Babies can't get out because of that. And I should probably just put a half slab there so I can see in. That's probably good enough. But again, we got a couple more demonic will. We've got a 3.9 demonic will. So it's a little bit more focused. I can turn it on, spawn just a couple, focus on making sure that I get the very best demonic will from those couple, and then move on from that. So now we've got our demonic will. I've picked the lowest quality one. I'm guessing the lowest quality one is good because we're just going to use it in this. So I'm going to get the lowest quality altar. And then I need a sacrificial blade. There's a dagger of sacrifice, which is iron in there. So that's for sacrificing creatures into, which again, we need to make a little mob farm to use this. It's going to use LP first, though. So that clearly is not the sword I'm looking for. This sacrificial dagger is the normal one where I normally bleed into the thing. So that's the first thing we're going to do. Make one of these in here. Grab a sacrificial dagger. There we go. So, where are we going to put it? We can basically put it anywhere, because I'm going to move it all again anyway. So we now have a sacrificial altar. And if I use that just to use some of my life force, it'll put something into here. And there's no way of finding out how much I've put into there. But I can go overboard and kill myself if I'm not careful. So we've got to be very careful with blood magic. There are some very, very big powers that blood magic can achieve because it's connected to my soul network, my blood network, that kind of stuff, which makes it pretty awesome. But, yeah, that's the first thing. Then I should probably find something that can make me aware of how much is in my altar. Now, there used to be a thing, a ritual thing that you could use. So a rune, a divination, air, water, void, lava, sigil of compression. Wow, there's so many different things now. Oh, wow, that's so cool. Alright, so there's sigil of divination, I thought was the original thing. So we need a blank slate and some redstone in an alchemical array with some arcane ashes. A blank slate is just literally stone in a tier 1 to make a blank slate. Let's start by making a few blank slates. So very simply, I think I recall just right clicking it and it will turn into. I've just got to make sure I've got enough blood in there. So I keep putting blood in and hope that it's going to be enough. There we go. So right click it back off again. So now we've got the blank slate. So in order to upgrade our altar, I now read it needs a weak blood shard. Now the beginnings is a diamond which absorbs the blood. See this particle effect. A diamond that absorbs the blood, and it's got to absorb quite a large amount of blood before it can turn into a weak blood orb. And that weak blood orb is then very useful for various things, but in particular the crafting of runic blocks, or rune blocks. These blank runes here. They can be used for decoration, but they can also be used to make the altar a next tier up. So we're going to start by sacrificing some more of our own blood into the blood magic and eat lots of chicken, hot fried chicken. I'm glad I went to the mob farm because that's where all the food chicken farm is at the minute still. Yeah. take a few hits. There, it's done. Okay, so now we've got this weak blood orb. We should be able to craft this blood rune. So the basics are that we've got stone at the bottom, stone at the top, blank slate there, and then this weak blood orb in the middle. Okay, so the blank slates will get used up, but the blank rune and the blood orb will stay there in the crafting recipe. So I need to now make 8 of these in total, which means I'm going to need 16 more of these stones into blood runes, which cost a little bit of blood, so I'll be back when I'm ready. Alright, so now, putting these runes, the 8 blocks around it should change this to a tier 2 altar. Should, in theory, change it to a tier 2 altar. Which should mean that I will be able to upgrade one of these iron knives, or iron swords. Yep, there we go. Now I can upgrade an iron sword. As you could possibly notice, if I take this out, there's no particle effects when it's a level 1, because it's a tier 2 it's required. We put this in, and it becomes particle effects to make the sword. Now, I'm combining 2 things over here now, because this gets pretty tedious pretty fast. Whereas, if I'm using a sacrificial blade to kill mobs, then this will work a lot better for us. Let me just quickly get this sorted. It'll work a lot better for us, because we can sacrifice the blood of zombies into the pool instead of our own, which is important. It then gets almost like a mob essence, so I can use it like a mob farm, and I can do all of the crafting I want from the blood of the mobs to get these things going. Now, you notice when the blood runs out that it starts having these black particle effects. That means it's actually going backwards rather than going forwards. So you need to have enough blood or LP in the network to make it work. There we go, we've got it. So now I've got this dagger of sacrifice. Now, if I just empty the altar out, by just doing that, right, there we go, we've emptied the altar out, we can see if it works and what range it is. So normally I would use that dagger to put blood in there, and as you can see there's nothing in there. This time I'm going to use this other dagger of sacrifice on mobs. I could potentially throw some runic snares at them as well while I'm at it, but I want to try and kill them with this. Is it even doing any damage to them? It is doing some damage. Let's see if we can weaken them up a little bit with the axe first, and then finish him off with the dagger of sacrifice. And yeah, running away is not helping me. There. Now it got it. Did you hear it? Okay, let's take this out so we can see again. So we're gonna half kill it, or mostly kill it, on its way down. We will have a better setup than this eventually. Okay, we're gonna have another one spawning down here now. Come on now. The thing about having this is they will not spawn if there's like 4 already in the area. So we get a good run on with this. Now I'm going to have to start sacrificing dagger. Turn that off. Right, so let's start killing this one. So there's nothing in the pool, nothing in the pool, nothing in the pool, nothing on my sleeve, nothing in my hand, apart from this dagger. And there's this mob here. And he doesn't seem to be taking much damage from this at all. He's taking half a point. I think I need to find a normal, generic zombie spawner, because these armoured zombies from roguelike dungeons are a little bit too tough for this particular use. But that's easy enough to change. Right, it died. And the blood went into there, you see. And I didn't lose any health while doing it. So that is the next stage, yeah, upgrading that. So we've gone through the first couple of stages of this. Get a sacrificial dagger and an altar, make our own, use the rudimentary snares and kill things to get the demonic will to make the altar, then make the dagger of sacrifice in order to make some runes from stone and your own blood, to make the runes to be able to make these runes to tier up to tier 2 my blood altar. Then I can use a iron sword to turn into a dagger of sacrifice to sacrifice the enemies onto my altar to gain blood for the enchantments and stuff that I need to do. But alas, we are at the end of another episode. Thank you all very, very much for watching today's episode of NemGo Reborn, beginning the blood magic. None of the stuff that I've been creating during the beginning stages of the magic mods is set to be stuck where it is. I'm going to be moving stuff around and making things look great, look nice, and make sure that things all fit in the theme of the area very nicely too. Hopefully also linking things up with the applied energistic system would be nice, if we can at all help it. Until next time though, thank you very, very much for watching. Don't forget the links in the description. Check out my Patreon. It would really help if people wanted to come and play on the server with me by having a Patreon donation of just $10 a month. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you very soon, and goodbye.